And as you're resting here, you can gently close your eyes. We're just going to spend a few minutes here with our breath. Maybe even take one hand and rest it on the chest and one hand on your belly. And just feel the movement of your body with your breath. Maybe your chest will rise and fall. Maybe the belly will expand with the inhale. Relax your tongue down and away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your throat, your soft palate. And on your next inhale, just slowly start to lengthen your breath to a slow 4 or 5 count in your head. So you have this nice, long, steady inhale. As you inhale, can you see if you can feel the belly rise as the lungs fill with the breath? And the belly gently comes down as you exhale. And taking your time, you're going to slowly start to lengthen your exhale so that the inhale and exhale are the same length. After your inhale, add a slight pause. Exhale and pause. And I'd like you to bring your awareness to a spot somewhere in the back of your throat. And on your next inhale, explore if you can feel the coolness of the breath in the back of your throat. Keeping your awareness at this spot. On your next exhale, can you feel the warmth of the breath in the back of your throat? And as we're spending some time here with the breath, we're just going to take the next moment here without judgment or criticism and observe how your body feels. Just being aware of any aches or pains, tightness or stiffness. As you observe your breath, is there anything restricting you from breathing? Any tightness in the chest that just really don't feel like you could fill the lungs in this moment? And lastly, we observe the stillness of our mind. Are we present on our mat? There's the mind wandering from thought to thought. And if you choose to do so, you can set an intention for your practice. On your next inhale, start to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing awareness back to the body. And you're going to slowly bend your right leg, bringing the right knee up toward the chest. You take the fingers either above or behind the knee as you gently pull the right knee into the chest. Keeping that long, steady breath. You're going to grab the outside of the knee with your left hand, extending your right arm out to the side like a T. And as you exhale, take the knee across your body to the left. Being mindful, trying to keep your right shoulder blade on the floor. And allowing your gaze to fall wherever your neck is comfortable. You start to give a little movement to the spine. And slowly come back to center. Straightening your right leg back down to the mat. As we bend the left leg, bringing the left knee into the chest, interlocking the fingers above or behind the knee. Keeping a long, steady breath. You grab the outside of the knee with your right hand, extending your left arm out to the side. And as you exhale, take the knee across your body to the right. And breathe. A long, steady breath. We slowly come back to center, straightening your left leg back down to the mat. And you bring both of the knees into your chest. You can gently hug them as you rock side to side or front to back, just a little gentle back massage. And when you're ready, you can roll over to one side and slowly push yourself up to a sitting position. And we're going to work our way over to all fours. Hands are going to be underneath the shoulders. Knees are under your hips. On your inhale, drop the belly down toward the mat, arch and look up to the ceiling. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lifting your back and the head hangs. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, the belly drops, arch and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lifting your back and the head hangs last. Do one more, taking your time, starting with the tailbone, the head the last to move. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lifting the back, and the head hangs. Then slowly come to a neutral spine. From here, you're going to tuck your toes under. As you inhale, lift the hips up and back to the back corner of the room. It's okay if the legs don't straighten. Keep them bent and really press those hands away from you. Do a lengthening through the side ribs, through the side body. And breathe. Maybe here we'll try to take that right heel toward the mat, keeping the left leg bent. And going back and forth, bending the right leg as the left heel goes to the mat. You just kind of go back and forth at your own pace. Just warm up the back of the legs and breathe. And our next inhale, we're going to walk our feet forward between our hands. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Feet and knees together. Creases of the elbows face forward. Gently lift your toes so your weight is heavier in your heels. The toes relax down. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, extending out the fingertips, reaching up toward the ceiling. Left hand grabs your right wrist. And as you exhale, gently lean to the left. You pull on that right wrist just a little to help lengthen through the side body. And breathe. And come back to center, reverse your grip. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Exhale, leaning to the right. And gently pulling on that left wrist. Back to center, release your grip. A gentle back bend as you look up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands grab the elbows. Gently shake your head, release all tension in your neck. And breathe. The legs straight. Relax your tongue, your throat, draw palate. Release the elbows. Come to a flat back. You bring your hands down to the mat, step your feet back to a plank. Slowly lower the body all the way down with control. Point your toes. Inhale, pressing in the mat, lifting the chest. Pull the shoulders down and away from your ears. Engage the glutes and allow your breath to really come down into the belly. See if you can feel that belly expand with the breath. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back to downward dog. And breathe. And lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And bring that right foot forward between the hands. If it gets stuck halfway, just reach back with your right hand and help bring it up between the legs. And rest your left knee on the mat and point your left toe. So from here, I want you to keep your right heel on the floor, but we're going to move as far forward as we can. So just let that left leg kind of follow you as I come as far forward as I can, but I really want to keep that right heel on the floor. If you need something more here, so you should be feeling this in the back of the right leg, maybe the front of the left. Tuck those left toes and see if you can inch that left knee back just a little. Rest the left knee, point the left toes. So we could stay here. If you need a little more, bringing the elbows down on the inside of the right leg. But if we do so, you want to make sure that right knee doesn't wing out too far. You really want it to be in line with the ankle. And just gently close your eyes. Relax your tongue and your throat. And breathe. Relax your tongue and your throat. Another breath. Come out down to the hands. Tuck the toes on the left foot. Lift that left knee. Step back with the right. So we're in our plank. Lower down slowly. Point your toes. Lift your chest for cobra. And then tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back to downward dog. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, and your soft palate. Find that long, steady breath. Left leg lifts up toward the ceiling. Then bring that left foot forward. Again, if you get stuck halfway, reach back with the left hand. Help it up between the hands. Rest the right knee on the mat. Point your right toes. Keeping the left heel on the mat. Bring that right, left knee as far forward as I can. Tuck the toes on the right foot. Maybe I can inch that right knee back just ever slightly. Rest the right knee, point the right toes. And here again, you can stay on the hands, maybe come down onto the elbows. It may be different from side to side, and that is okay. Just honor those differences. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Another breath. Onto our hands, tuck the toes on the right foot, lift the right knee, taking the left foot back to a plank, and then we're just going to press back in a downward dog. Go ahead and just lifting those hips, lengthening through the body, and breathe. Next inhale, we walk our feet forward between our hands, come all the way up to standing. Keep the feet and knees together. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, reaching up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to drop your hips down and back as if you're going to sit into a chair. Keep extending out the arms. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Inhale, come back to standing, gentle back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, and just hang like a rag doll. And breathe, keeping the legs straight. Another breath. Now on our inhale, we're going to reverse swan dive. Come all the way up to standing. You bring the hands down to heart center. We're going to turn sideways on our mat. We're going to separate the legs a comfortable distance apart. We're not going to get too wide. From here, you're going to lift the toes on your right foot, point them to the side. And now I want you to take your left toes, let your left heel kind of slip back a little bit. So now my toes are kind of pointed. If I'm at the center of a clock, my toes are pointed at about 10 o'clock on my left foot. Bring your hands to the hips and see if you can square the pelvis forward. If I need to, we can slide that left foot out a little bit so I can square my pelvis forward. Let that right leg bend. Palms forward as the arms hang. On an inhale, lifting the arms up toward the ceiling. Warrior one. And breathe. Relaxing your tongue, your throat. Another breath. So release the arms down, straighten the right leg, toes point forward. And shift that left foot so those toes are pointing forward as well. We'll do the same on the other side. Lift the toes on the left foot, point them to the side. Twisting on the ball of my right foot, I'm going to take that heel back slightly. Hands to my hips, square the pelvis forward. Allow that left leg to bend. Allow the arms to hang. Now inhale, lifting the arms up toward the ceiling. And breathe. Find that long, steady breath. Another breath. Release the arms, straighten the left leg, toes lift, point forward. And we shift so the right toes are forward as well. We're going to bring the legs together. We're going to do our balance pose. We're going to do tree. So we're going to start on the right foot. Really try to ground your right foot into the floor. And pick a spot to focus on, either on the floor in front of you or out on the wall. And we're just going to start slow. So we're going to take the left heel to the right ankle. So we have this nice little kickstand. And when you are ready, slowly begin to lift the left leg. Don't be too concerned on how high the leg lifts. Really just want to challenge your balance. So wherever that height is for you, hands wherever they're comfortable, can rest on the chest and the belly, come to heart center, or maybe even your tree will start to grow. Give yourself some permission to waver here. Remember to breathe. Relax the tongue and the throat. That long, steady breath. Another breath. You try to land the left leg with control. You can shake out the right leg a little bit. Then we'll go to the other side, grounding the left foot, picking that spot to focus on. We take the right heel to the left ankle. And as you are ready, slowly begin to lift the right leg. May be different from side to side, and that is okay. Honor those differences. Hands where they're comfortable for you. We have dominant through our whole body. We're right-handed, we're left-handed. And that goes to our legs and how well we balance as well. So you may just find one side is a little more challenging. Remember to breathe. Even I fall. Another breath. Land the right leg and shake out the legs. And we're going to go back into a wide stance. I'd like you to go a little bit wider than when we were the first time. Toes are pointed straight forward. They can even be slightly turned in. If that's more comfortable for you. Hands are going to come to our hips. On your next exhale, we're going to fold forward, but I want you to just gently press back on the hips. That's going to help keep the chest, the back neutral as we fold forward. Hands to the hips. Exhale, gently press back as you fold forward. When you can go no further, allow your hands to either hang or maybe they find the floor. You really want to make sure the legs are straight. And I'd like you to shift your weight ever slightly so that it is heavier in the heels. And breathe. Relax your tongue and your throat. And I'd like you to use your hands to help support your weight. You bring your feet closer together, comfortable distance apart, but usually easier if they're slightly wider than your hips. And here the toes can be pointed out. And we're going to go into a squat, and a lot of times it's a little easier if the toes are pointed outwards. We're just going to drop the hips toward the heels. Hands you can hold onto the floor if you need to help balance, or maybe they can come to heart center in prayer. And we're working to get the heels onto the floor. If we're not there today, that's okay. That's the direction that we'll continue to work on. And if this is easy for you, then as you bring the legs closer together, the pose will become more challenging. So there's plenty of growth to go in this pose. And breathe. This is also the hip saver pose. As we age, our hips tend to get loose from all of us sitting. This helps us keep those nice healthy hips. Another breath. And on your next inhale, you're going to come all the way up to standing, reaching up towards the ceiling. You can bring the feet close together, gentle back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Do a flat back. You're going to plant your hands, step your feet back to a plank. Lower slowly down. Point your toes. Inhale, lift the chest to cobra. Tuck the toes, lift your hips to downward dog. You're going to bring your knees down to the outside edges of your mat. Big toes come together and touch. The bottoms of your leg kind of look like a V. As you exhale, drop the hips toward the heels. Maybe you can inch the fingers just a little farther forward. A little more stretch in those ribs. And relax your head down. Maybe your forehead can find your mat. And breathe. Relax your tongue and your throat and your soft palate. Slowly walk your hands off the left side of your mat. Your right hand will rest on top of your left. Walking your hands off the right side of your mat. Left hand will rest on top of the right. And back to center. You're going to slide your hands back underneath your shoulders and use your arms to raise the chest. And then come back to that tabletop position. We're going to take our right knee forward so it comes to the mat by your right wrist. So right knee to right wrist. And then the toes will go toward the left wrist. So they may not get there, but we kind of have the toes are coming toward the left wrist. I tend to grab mine with my left hand and maybe help it up a little bit. So right knee to right wrist, toes toward the left wrist. Left knee is on the mat, point your left toes. And from here, you can certainly stay here, or maybe you can bring yourself down onto the forearms. Maybe allow your head to hang, gently close your eyes. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Another breath or two. Slowly come back up onto our hands. Tuck the toes on your left knee, left foot. Lift the left knee. You take the right leg back. Come back to tabletop. And we'll do the same on the other side. Left knee to left wrist. Maybe grab that right ankle with your right hand. Help the toes go toward the right. Right knee on the mat, point your right toes. Come down onto the forearms. Just be aware, maybe slightly different from side to side. Find that long, steady, even breath. Relax your tongue, your throat, and soft palate. Long, steady breath. Another breath. Come back onto the hands. Tuck the toes on the right foot. Lift your right knee. Take the left leg back. Come back here to tabletop. Then we're just gonna come over to sitting. Work your way over to sitting pose. Legs are straight. Knees are pointed straight up toward the ceiling. You're going to reach back with your hand and just kind of move back some flesh. So you really want to sit on your sitting bones. Just pull it up and away. From here, we're going to inhale, lifting the arms up toward the ceiling. I want you to pick a spot to focus on the floor just in front of your toes. And I want you to stay focused on that spot as we fold forward. So inhale, we lift. Exhale, fold forward. And when you can go no further, allow your hands to rest on the mat. Your head can hang, and you can gently close your eyes. And breathe. A long, steady breath. Relax the tongue, the throat, soft palate. Another breath. And inhale, we slowly lift the chest. We're going to lay all the way down onto your back. You're going to bend your legs so the bottoms of your feet are resting on your mat. You're going to place your right ankle on top of your left knee. So legs will look like a figure four. Your right hand goes between your legs. The left hand goes around your left leg. And the fingers interlock either above or behind the left knee as you pull that left knee into the chest. And breathe. And you can release the left leg so your left foot rests on the mat. Uncross the right leg. Please place the left ankle on the right knee. Left hand goes between the legs. Right hand around the outside of the right thigh. The hands interlock as you pull the right knee into the chest. And breathe. And release the leg so the right foot rests on the mat. You can uncross the left leg. We're going to stay here. Palms of our feet on the floor. Feet are about hip distance apart. Don't want them too wide. They don't need to be too close. And on our next inhale, you're going to press your feet into the mat, lifting the pelvis. Your hands can be to the sides, or maybe you bring them underneath with the fingers interlocked. Breathe. On an exhale, you're going to lower slowly with control. Just pause for a breath. I'm going to do that one more time. On your next inhale, you're going to press those feet into the floor, lifting your pelvis. Maybe you can lift it just a little higher. Engage the glutes to help lift. Relax your tongue, your throat. And breathe. And as you exhale, lower slowly with control. From here, you can either bring the knees into the chest, gently hug the knees, or maybe go happy baby where the arms go between the legs, grab the palms of the feet. Rock side to side, front to back. Another breath here. You can slowly straighten your legs back down to your mat. Arms to your sides, palms facing up. Just enough space between your arms and your body just to get some airflow. You're going to bring both of your legs together. Then keeping your toes touching, I want you to separate your heels so that your heels are about hip distance apart, but the toes are still touching. And then on your next exhale, I want you to release the legs so it allows the feet to fall out and to the side. Relaxing your tongue, your throat, and your soft palate. Finding that long, steady breath. And with each exhale, release and relax, allowing the body to become heavy and to sink into your mat. Nothing to achieve, nothing to accomplish. Simply breathe and allow the passive breath to breathe you.